Okay, so welcome back to my channel, and first off I want to start with apologizing for being so very late on doing a pregnancy update. Now let me give you the reasons why. You can probably tell by the thumbnail of this video and the title of this video on what's been going on. So my youngest daughter Chloe, she is only one, bless her, go by months. I think she is, oh my lord, February, March, April, May, almost 14 months. I had to work that out. How terrible is that? My brain's just not working. Anyway, yeah, she's 14 months old, and she came down with croup, and all my children have had croup. It's always kind of it's been they got it, they had medicine, they got better, they were fine. But Chloe obviously got very poorly very quickly, and we were sitting one night and it was kind of a pass the parcel thing. She wanted me, she wanted dad, she wanted me, and I was sat in my living room. Dad was kind of roaming around the playroom with her, and I knew something was wrong. I could hear it, something wasn't quite right, and Dad brought her through to me, and as I picked her up, I was sat there with her, and she just stopped breathing altogether, and I shook her, and I probably shouldn't have shook her. It was almost like just an immediate reaction, and I was patting and rubbing her back, trying to get her to breathe, and eventually she took a breath, but it was laboured, and it was the most scariest thing in the whole world. I was excuse me, I was screaming at my husband to call for an ambulance, which he did immediately, and they were absolutely amazing. When the paramedics got here, they were very quick on the mark. They had an oxygen tank going, they had a nebulizer thing that they had to wave around her face. They just spotted everything that was wrong straight away, and they realized that her tonsils and the inside of her throat was very swollen, and it was closing up, which was causing her to cease to breathe. It was all very quick. They were here, they strapped her up, the heart monitor was on, they realized that she was tachycardic and her heart was going too fast. Then they just kind of swept her out of the house with Dad, because Dad had hold of her at this point, and he was in his pajamas. It was all very dramatic. It was like something you would see on like a hospital show, like Casualty or ER or something like that, and it was very dramatic. They were in the ambulance very quickly, and she had the blues and twos, and off she went. And it was a bit, you know, I was stuck at home. I was with all the children. I had no means of getting there. I was very poorly myself. As you can hear, I'm getting over it. And because I was poorly and she was on the children's ward and she was very poorly, I was not allowed to go. And it was so awful. It was so very awful just sitting at home playing the waiting game. When you're a mum, you want to be there and you want to know what's going on. And yeah, so they transferred her from emergency. They took her straight into resus. They did all the things there. She was put on a nebulizer machine to help her breathe. She had an oxygen thing attached to her. The only reason that I got to see all this was because I was on a video chat with my husband, because he was very scared. It was just awful. She was soon then transferred onto a children's ward, and she started to get better. They were giving her steroids to stimulate her lungs. They were giving her a special medicine to stop her producing saliva, because she was actually suffocating on her own saliva. It was dreadful, absolutely dreadful. We were all thinking the worst, and we were all in a panic. It was just so very scary. She spent a little while in the hospital on the children's ward, and they thought she was on the mend. They did think she was on the mend, and they allowed her to come home. Now, when they allow you to come home, they give you 24 hours access to the ward, so you can take her back at any point. So we had access to that. But she was home for one day and I kept saying to my husband that it was, you know, something wasn't right. Her wheeze, her chest, it was all very, very heavy, and it just didn't seem right. And my husband actually skedaddled down to the shop around the corner just to get some milk and some bread and things like that. And in that space of time, she was asleep and she woke up coughing, and I picked her up. When I picked her up, I realized she'd just stopped again. There was no breathing. She was trying to, but it was, I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like like she was trying her best to get the breath in, but it wasn't going. And because I was on my own at this point, and my mobile phone had died and my house phone had died because it is a hands-free one. I had no way of phoning an ambulance, and I was screaming at my son. My son came running downstairs, and he was barefoot, ran all the way down to the shop, grabbed Dad, and they ran back, and we called for an ambulance from Dad's phone, and yeah, they were here very quickly. Her respiratory rate was too high. Her blood sugar levels had dropped. She's lost an enormous amount of weight. Yeah, she just wasn't right. So they rushed her back into the hospital again, and we found that her oxygen levels had dropped quite low as well. And they were a bit worried that something was happening. Sorry, the battery is going. Probably should have considered charging this. Excuse me. Yeah, so they decided to admit her again, and they gave her more steroids. Sorry, I'm looking over there because I'm watching her while she's asleep as well. Yeah, she was given more steroids, but these steroids were like 4 times the strength of the first one she was given. And she was having a nebulizer. She was back on the heart monitor. It was absolutely awful to watch. Her breastbone, when she was breathing, was pulling so far back into her chest, it could have touched her spinal cord. It really could have. It was that dramatic. I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was so very, very scary. She's only been back home a couple of days now. The wheeze has gone, but I can't help myself watching her when she's asleep, and just kind of, she hasn't left my side. It is the most scariest thing in the world. At the moment, we're kind of, she's just stopped taking the steroids. We gave her a few doses while she was at home on recommendation from the doctor. She was to have them every 12 hours. But although I know she's getting better, I can't stop watching her. We're trying to get some weight put back on her, trying to get her to eat a little bit more, because she is, you can see her ribs and her spinal bone, her spine, that's one, because she is that thin. It is just, it's been awful. So that, I know it was a very long story, but that is why we've been very late on our updates, and I haven't really posted any videos at all. So yeah, that's that is my reason. And you'll probably see me just keep glancing over there to just check on her throughout this video. So yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I have these questions or things to tell you that I got offline, and I think they were pretty good. So the first one is, how far along am I? Okay, so at the moment, today, spot on today, I am 15 weeks. So it's been a little while since we updated. I should probably tell you I have not yet had a scan. We're supposed to have a scan at 12 weeks here in the UK, but because of illness and everything we've had going on with baby, I haven't been able to have it yet. I wasn't allowed to take any kind of illness into that ward, because in the scanning section of our hospital, it is also the children's, like the maternity ward as well. So all the newborn babies are there, so we're not allowed to take any kind of germs in there, which I would not expect that you would be allowed to anyway. So yeah, I haven't had a scan yet, so we're still waiting. Is there going to be 1 or 2? Personally, I think there's only 1. How big is baby? Baby is the size of a pear, which I believe is about this big. I think, that big. And that's not including legs and feet. That's just from crown to rump. So it's a tiny little baby. Okay, weight gain so far. Okay, so I have gained 7 pounds and I'm now obviously in my second trimester. So it's not terrible, but it's not great. I would have liked to have gained less, but you will see if I post a picture here, right there. I am getting big very quickly. For 15 weeks, that is a pretty good fair-sized bump. So yeah, I'm wondering whether it is bump that's causing, I'm doing this but you can't see me, bump as in belly. I'm wondering if it's that's causing me to gain weight, or it's just because I'm hungry all the time, which makes me think it's a boy. Yeah, I was never hungry with my girls, only ever hungry with the boys. Okay, so maternity clothes. Okay, so I have been looking and I have ordered some new maternity clothes. I will include that in another video. They haven't arrived. I was hoping they would arrive before I did this video, but they haven't, so I will include them in another video. I have bought myself a nice little outfit to wear because quite frankly my other clothes just aren't gonna fit, and even wearing leggings is just, it's kind of boring. It is kind of boring. Although they're comfortable, it's kind of boring. And you might see me dressed on this half, but under here I have pajama bottoms on. They are comfy, they are loose when I'm in the house. They do the job, they are so comfy. So yeah, I have bought some maternity stuff and just waiting for it to arrive. Sleep. I haven't had any. I can't remember the last time I had a full night's sleep. Obviously with baby being in the hospital and her being very unwell, I have spent many nights awake. Even when she was spending the night in the hospital, I found that I couldn't sleep just in case I didn't hear my phone go off and something was happening and I wasn't available. It was so very stressful. So I found myself just kind of sitting on the sofa with a cup of tea, watching the TV, just with my phone in my hand, waiting in case anything happens. So yeah, it's not down to pregnancy, it's just down to a lot of stress that's been going on and all the things that have been happening. So yeah, no sleep. I'd really like some though. Okay, what's next? Food cravings. Not really food cravings. It's kind of a, I want it, I eat it, then I don't like it. The only thing that's kind of been consistent is I like icy cold flavoured waters or icy cold sparkling flavoured waters. At the minute I'm sitting with one of these. This is distilled strawberry water, and then I get big glasses about this big, and they're like barrel glasses, and I fill them up to the top with ice and then just let it sit there for a minute so it gets really cold, and then just drink it all. And I will do that continuously throughout the day. That's the only thing that's been consistent, is wanting really cold drinks. Food aversions, haven't really had any. It's just the smell. I can't stand the smell of deep fried food. Anybody kind of, I mean, a lot of our neighbours do that, and when they do, you can smell it all around our garden, all around our house, and it just makes me feel sick. It really does. It's not nice at all. And most everybody else in the house is like, we can't smell anything, but I can smell it. I know when it's there. So yeah, that's the only aversion I have. Belly button in or out? In. My belly button never pops out, ever. I always wanted an outie. I really wanted an outie when I was pregnant, so you can have that cute little bobble when you wear like little vest tops and things like that. I never got it, so no, it's in. What do I miss? I miss that Friday night, children are in bed, have a glass of wine with a movie, mellowed out on the sofa. I really miss that. Obviously there is alcohol-free wines, but they don't taste like wine, they just taste like a fruit juice, so it's not quite the same. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm really missing. It's just that 5 minutes of mum time on a Friday night when the kids are in bed. Movements, yes, loads of movements, like proper kicks, and you can actually see my tummy jumping around. I've been feeling that from early on, as you guys know, and yeah, they're just getting stronger and stronger. We have been listening to baby's heartbeat as well. Baby's heartbeat is really, really strong. Sounds like a choo-choo train. Now, all of them sound like a choo-choo train. For the girls, the boys were slower. And yeah, the symptoms that makes me think it's a boy, but then there's other things that makes me think it's a girl. So we'll see. What else? What happened this week? My belly got bigger. It did get bigger. But other than that, I haven't really been paying attention to anything other than the fact Chloe has been unwell. So it's all kind of been about that at the moment. Baby haul. I have got a few bits and I've got them here. My charger, for some reason, I'm trying to charge my phone. I don't know if you keep seeing my hands go this way. I'm trying to charge my phone on my laptop whilst we're talking, but for some reason it's not working. Why is it not working? I don't know. Yeah, so I went and got some of these Tommee Tippee bottles. There is 6 in here. These were on offer, so I grabbed them while I saw them. I don't know if you guys can see if I move it around. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. I have these plastic drawers here. I have those. And I'm kind of putting bits and pieces for baby in there. So I have these. I don't know if you can see them. Look at these little booties. Excuse my nails, I didn't have a chance to do them today. These are Winnie the Pooh little booties. They're so cute. I think got a couple of these muslin squares for obviously baby spit up and things like that, which is the gruesome stuff. I have a lot of things like bibs and things like that left over from other children, like the girls. Obviously a lot of them are pink, so if it's a boy then we're gonna have to get new ones. We got some of these just very plain white vests for baby. We're trying not to buy too many clothes and things because until we know what the gender is, so it's just going to be kind of a case of, I don't know, you know, getting, what was I going to say? That's one thing that keeps happening. My brain keeps stopping working. Like, I'm even looking at the wrong side of the camera again. Yeah, I have a lot of things left over, like, you know, girls' clothes like these. I have this tiny jumper. How cute is that? When we actually bought this, I think this was bought for Lily, I actually had a matching one. And it wasn't deliberate, it was just by coincidence. So yeah, I still have things like that. So if it's a girl, it's going to be great because we've got loads and loads of baby clothes for girls. We just don't have anything for a boy. So if it's a boy, we're going to have to start all over again. Unisex clothes are really hard to find now. In the shops that we've been to, just they don't seem to have anything that's really unisex. It's all pink or blue, which I think is a little bit unfair, really, because I don't think a girl shouldn't be allowed to wear blue, and I don't think a boy shouldn't be allowed to wear pink. You know, I don't know why we don't just do baby clothes. And to be honest, in the first couple of months, our babies kind of live in baby clothes anyway, because of the spit up and everything. It's just, they just tend to live in that. I have a full list of things written down that we want to go and buy. We did go to purchase a, what's it called? A Mamaroo? Is it a Mamaroo or a Bounceroo? Something like that. We went to purchase that the other day, but it was completely sold out. It was actually on sale, which I was so surprised, and I thought, oh my goodness, because they're so expensive. And yeah, they were sold out. So I've set it up that they're gonna excuse me, email me when it comes back in stock. So yeah, that's all of that. I have lots and lots to buy, and now that baby's getting bigger, I really have to kind of get a wriggle on because I need to find some space to put it. I need to get another cot because obviously Chloe is still in a cot. which is good anyway, because the cot that she is in turns into a toddler bed, so it wouldn't make a difference if we had 2 cots anyway. Yeah, I have to make lots of space. I have to find lots of different things and do lots of different things, and I have so much to do at the moment. It's kind of a, where do I start? I keep looking at the wrong end of the camera. Seriously, there you are. Yeah, so I've got loads to sort out. I do have pregnancy brain or baby brain, whichever you want to call it. Some of it gets quite funny. So yeah, hopefully now, touch wood, nothing happens that's gonna stop me getting my pregnancy updates up. And yeah, you'll see me again in a week's time when I turn 16 weeks, and when I'm 16 weeks as well, I will be having my scan. Fingers crossed that nobody gets poorly and we can go. So yeah, I think that's all I have to fill you guys in on. I'm sorry that it is so scatty and it is a little bit crazy. Everything has been crazy, and that's why we call it Madhouse Madness, because we are crazy and everything we ever do is crazy. So I love you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Like I said, we're crazy. And yeah, if you have any comments or any questions or any videos that you would like to see, then please stick it down in the comment box below and I will get back to you as soon as I see it. If you have any questions, I was thinking that maybe we could do like I don't know, answering questions video thing. So yeah, if you have any questions, then please put it down below and I will get back to you. I know I have had a couple already, but it's not quite enough to do a whole video on yet. So yeah, if you have any questions, stick it down and I'll get to it. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. I love you all. I'll speak to you soon. I think I just said that. Yeah.